Hi everyone, my name is Chris Richards. I'm with the Richards Mortgage Group. I've been a licensed mortgage broker since 2008. I get a lot of questions on my website about what it takes to finance vacant raw land or residential lots. So I thought we'd make a quick video and explain some quick facts and also answer some frequently asked questions. So the main takeaways about this presentation on land loans are as follows. There are very few lenders who will give you a land loan without building plans in hand. Number two, it's hard to get a mortgage broker or a bank mortgage specialist excited about helping you because the lenders do not typically pay commissions to their specialists or to brokers on land loans. Land loans have very big down payments as opposed to what you might be used to on a house mortgage loan. Land loans are expensive to buy and hold land especially. And number five is there are other less expensive ways to acquire vacant land or get a land loan or other ways to meet your objectives. So we want to explore those a little bit. So I wanted to jump into the top frequently asked questions. By far, the number one questions I get, someone hits the chat button on my messaging button on my website and they say, what's the down payment? And I honestly have no idea where you are or what you're buying or how many acres or what's on the land. Are there services? Is there power? Is there hydro? Is there gas? Is there water? Is it bush? Are there cows? I have no idea. And so the answer is very difficult to provide. So the answer will depend on, are there services on the property? What's its location in terms of proximity to towns and cities? How soon is it going to be developed? So the default answer is going to be 50% down payment for most of the country. And in Alberta, you can get in on land, raw land, for as little as 30% down payment. If the land is serviced with hydro, natural gas, power services, your down payment could be in that 35-40% range. If you have building plans in your hand, which is difficult to have if you don't own the lot, you can get in with as little as about 25% down payment. So on my webpage, I write all of this stuff out. It's down below. You can read it and try and figure out what your category is. So one of the things I try to say to people when you're talking about land loans, if you actually end up talking to me, is what's the objective that you're trying to achieve? Is it you want to buy land and hold? Is it you want to buy land to build right away? Or maybe you simply just want to live by a lake or in the country and you think that you got to get land loan and you're going to build build your own property. So you have a certain amount of capability as a borrower as it relates to your income, your credit, and your available down payment. And that's going to overlap with lending programs. So we need to find out more about you and more about the property. We need to look for an intersection of lender programs and your capabilities. So the number two question I get on land is, why are the down payments so large? And the short answer is lenders are all about risk and managing risk. And lending money on vacant land is risky. Lenders always have to ask the question, if you fail to pay the mortgage and they have to foreclose and sell the land, how quickly can they sell it for? And will they get their money back? So just a case in point right now, Fort McMurray used to be $250,000 to get a vacant lot to build a home on. You can now get that same lot for as low as $60,000 and certainly for $120,000. So this time right now, land prices in Fort McMurray are 40% of their peaks. So that sort of illustrates the risks. There's lots of things that can change the value of raw land, especially on buy and hold. And that's why lenders are that will give you a land loan, try to give you an incentive to develop the land quickly. But some of the things that can happen is you can have zoning changes. You can have negative neighbor activities. For example, there could be a pig farm or something next to your land which decreases its value. There could be economic activity, either up or down, as I just described with Fort McMurray. There's also could be a glut of land. You buy a lot, and next thing you know, that there is a glut of lots, and the lender and your value of your lot falls. So lenders protect themselves by having you have more skin in the game, and that is in the form of a much bigger down payment. So the number 3 question I get, or number 3 on my list right now, is what do I do if I don't have the required down payment? And that's a great question. And the answer is do you buy an acreage with a house on it, as an example, if that's what you're doing? So the real question is what is your objective and what are you trying to achieve? And we have a process that we call a discovery call. And in that discovery call, my attempt is to find out what you can be approved for, what financial capability you do have, and then try and frame the question for you so that you know what you could search for, what steps you need to take in order to achieve your objective. Another frequently asked question are, if I had the down payment, what are the typical terms for a land loan? So typical terms for a land loan are they're open, meaning they can be repaid at any time without penalty. And number 2, the interest rates are currently around 6% or prime plus 2, when a house mortgage would be about half that, or under 3% right now. So essentially, a land loan right now is double what you could get for an existing property, for property with a house on it. Another common question I get is, how much can I borrow? And again, the answer for that is, with any mortgage question, is what do you do for work? What's your current debt load? What does your credit report look like? And of course, we've talked about down payment. How much cash are you bringing to the table? So on my webpage at the top, there's a section in the menu that says, can I get a mortgage? And we talk about income, credit, equity, and we also talk about property considerations. So if you hadn't had a chance to read that yet, take a good look at it. There's a ton of information there. The number 6 on my list is, what other questions should you be asking me regarding vacant land loans? And one of the first questions that I say to people when I'm talking to them on the phone is, I think you should ask me, Chris, can I even get a mortgage under the current mortgage rules? And those rules have changed a lot in the last years. And what you can borrow will be dictated by income and your credit, your debts. And you may find that you don't have any choice as it relates to buying land, but maybe you can buy a house. So we need to find that sweet spot between what lenders can give to you and what your own financial situation dictates. One of the other questions, that I'll ask when we talk is, what is your objective? Is it to buy and hold land? Is your objective to buy and develop land? Is your objective simply, I want to live in the country, or I want to live on the lake? So understanding your objective and understanding your financial situation helps me frame things that you can do. So here's where I can help you if we chat. If you own your own home and you have a decent equity position in your home, there's probably a way we can access that equity to help you achieve your land purchase objective. So it could help you in that regard. If you own your land already and you have building plans in hand and you want to get into a construction mortgage, I can give you some guidance on that as well. Now, if you don't have the down payment that's required for vacant land, you don't have the 50% or the 40% down payment that you require for vacant land, maybe you've got 5% and you can get a property in a small acreage with a house on it already. So I could talk to you in that regard. Finally, as with all mortgages, you have to have employment income. It has to be sufficient. You have to have a reasonable debt load, and you have to have a reasonable credit score. So if you meet those criteria, I can certainly help you, and we can start with a discovery call. So there's the information that you need right now. The webpage is filled with information. My name is Chris Richards. My phone number is 1-888 540-1715. I'm extension 2. There's also contact information on this page and in the top corner that you can reach out, and we'll see if we can help you further. So I hope this helps. Have a great day.